Yeah. All right, and then they come in and feed us donuts this morning. So. May Central provided breakfast for us this morning, so a huge thank you to them. Hopefully everybody got a donut and something to drink. Please don't feed the donuts to Maisie.
She's cute. She's big.
I'm sure she is. Driver of the month, Shannon. Where you at, Shannon? Back in the back. Shannon. Had lots of nominations for keeping all our ducks in a row over at May South. So, oops. Try that again. Parent of the month, Kim Stuckey. Here she is. Got a huge compliment from, I think it was a student over at Mays High School that was in distress, and she helped out a ton, so they were super excited about that. February. Man, halfway through February already. Renwick doesn't have school for the next 2 days. Several birthdays going on.
Rhonda's 60.
Rhonda is 60 today, so the big 60. Found her office full of balloons.
No, we should stop right now and everybody sing happy birthday. Come on,
Go
Kathy,
for it.
come on. I started it once, I couldn't get them going.
You couldn't get them going.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rhonda. Happy birthday to you.
Good job, Jimmy. Good job. All right, next month. Lots of birthdays next month too. Spring break. The 15th is on during spring break, so we've moved our meeting to the 10th. So make sure you don't miss that meeting. I'm not coming back for spring break for it, so let's see what else we got going on. Tons and tons of birthdays. I think that's it.
We were a lot in February too.
Yeah, busy birthdays. Radio traffic, you guys have been doing pretty good. It's been better this year than it has in the past. Just make sure we don't chastise each other or talk disrespectfully. It's super easy to snip at somebody if they're doing something wrong, but just remember, that's not always who you think it is behind the wheel or who you might think it is behind the wheel. If I'm out driving and I do something wrong and you snip at me, we're going to have a conversation because I guarantee I don't know everything that you guys do. Oops.
You're just a little bit close.
Oh, for pity's sake. I don't do technology. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
There we go. No idle chit chat. And you guys have been phenomenal this year. I haven't heard any conversations about cows being in a field and there's only 3 today and there was 4 yesterday and that sort of stuff. You guys have done a great job on the radio. I really appreciate that. Make sure you say what you need to say and hang up that mic. Call your bus number. This one we have had some issues with. Please call your bus number first and then who you're looking for, and then I always repeat it. So 1 to 100, please, 1 to 100, because if you haven't keyed the mic just right the first time, they'll catch it the second time you say it. And I added please, so the mechanics will be happy with me because I was polite about it. So when you talk to them, say your bus number first, whoever you're calling, and then repeat what you just said so that if the mic didn't key right away, we catch it on the second repeat. Does that make sense? All right. Any questions? Comments? Concerns?
I got a question.
Yes.
So we got bus numbers now like 24-253-25. Can we just call out our bus number instead of the day? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Instead of the year, yes,
we're
you can.
confused on ours because ours is right.
And explain what the year is for everybody.
Yeah.
I will. So 17-239. The 17 is not part of your bus number. That's just the year of the bus. The new ones, we flipped it around, so the bus number is front, and all of them over the summer are going to get flipped back. So like 239 would be 239-17. That number is just the year of the bus. It do not have anything to do with your bus number. We're going to instead flip it next year, so 239-17. So just say the number.
Right.
Okay?
Does that make sense? So we're going to confuse everybody when we flip the 17 dash whatever, because we're going to put your bus number first. Your bus number hasn't changed. You just have a year on there, and that helps us inside. That was never intended to be said out loud to everybody else. So, all right, a message for Miss Kim. Everybody needs to remember to submit time cards on Friday. I I saw a ton of time cards this morning on my list that did not get approved for last week. So make sure you're getting that done. If you have an activity on Saturday, then you can wait and submit it after your trip, or you can do it on Monday. That's not a big deal at all. But make sure that you get it done. If you are sick or planning to take a sick day, you must, and that's for surgeries and stuff. Don't say, oh, I think I'm gonna be sick next Tuesday. That doesn't count. If you have surgeries or something like that, that's what we're talking about. You have to go in and request that time off yourselves. We cannot do it. I cannot get into that system to do time off requests. You have to do it.
I'm doing the time card online submit. Is that not working?
Yep, that's right.
That-
Yep.
That's, okay, that's acceptable. Okay,
Yep.
acceptable, okay.
When I was sick on Friday, so Maze was out, but Garden Plain was in. When I went in to try to change it, they wouldn't let me, and they said that, school wasn't in session, so they wouldn't even let me, so
I'll fix that.
You will?
See me afterwards. I won't remember by the time I get to my desk.
Oh,
All I gotta do is send an HR form over and say, hey, this is why it's not working, and they'll take care of it.
oh, okay.
Let's see, if you drive a sped route or a VOTEC route, Kim has to have your bus number, your car number, your van number, whatever it is you're driving, on that yellow time card along with the mileage, and please don't forget your name. You three people, you three drivers, three vehicle drivers, VOTEC and sped drivers, we do your reimbursement back from the state differently than we do on the big buses. It is extremely important we have your mileage, your vehicle number, and a name's great to get paid. But the other two are super important to us because we get paid, and that's how we pay you. So I have to have all that information on your time card, so don't forget all that stuff. A lot of people are turning in the mileage without numbers, and then, like I said, that's super important on those reports. Questions on that? Okay. Transportation cell phone, we have not had, as far as I know, we have not had any issues with cell phones, but I just want to put it in there and remind everybody, you cannot be on your cell phone when you're behind the wheel of that vehicle for any reason other than GPS. Yes, Tony?
Or a pair.
Right, well, paras, yeah, you're not supposed to be on your cell phones either because it's part of your job. But as a driver, as a CDL driver, you can lose your license for it. So don't get caught with a cell phone. And that includes at a stoplight or a stop sign. If your bus is engaged and you are on the roadway, no cell phones whatsoever. GPS is an exception if it's on the dash or something.
That includes Bluetooth.
That is
That
correct.
is a federal regulation. You are not allowed to use Bluetooth in a CDL.
Nothing at all.
Any school bus.
Okay? And that needs to go down to vans and stuff too, although you won't lose your license if you get caught. You can lose your job, but you won't lose your license. CDLers, you can lose your license because that's a federal regulation. Okay?
Kim's got a new grandbaby.
Oh, but they grow up. Oh, I bet that was cute. Oh my goodness. Any questions on the cell phone policy? Okay? And like Tony said, paras, your job is to take care of the kids, not to text your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your doctor. I don't care who it is. Don't be on your cell phone. May South. Okay. This starts Monday. The least important part to us is what the parents are doing, because now they're out of our way, for the most part. So, they've approved it. It starts on Monday. You're going to come in from May South Middle. You'll come through just like you always do, but instead of coming up and around here and parking where we used to, well, I'm going to show you another photo. I'll show you an actual live photo in a second. You'll come in, make an immediate right, and then go up, and the big buses, you're going to unload here, right along the west side of the building. And our special ed buses are going to come up around that curve just a little bit. Here's the kicker. Dana and Cindy, are you guys in here?
We're here,
Do you guys have wheelchairs over there? Both of you? Either of you?
not at the, Dana does, I think,
At the high school?
at the high school.
Okay.
Dana does.
Yeah, that's what I said.
There's only room for one, maybe two big buses. I don't think you can get two big buses back to back over there. So that means mini buses, you're gonna have to be patient and wait. Same with the big ones, they're gonna have to be patient as well. There's very limited space for sped traffic over here. if we have to, there's a little cutout right here. You can back into that and unload kids if it helps you get more of you up in there. Huh? What part of it? Sped is gonna unload right here. I think, is it door 16? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, it's the fine arts, the new fine arts department. So, we're meeting, I just found out at 11:30 if you two are available, and Tony. We're gonna go over and talk to them a little bit more because it's gonna, well, I'll talk to you about that. Oh, what the heck, where did it go?
Yeah, go back.
Oh, what did I just do?
You're gonna print it?
No, I don't.
On the lineup for that, I've already worked on a lineup map that'll show this. The one thing I'm waiting on is to figure out where they're gonna put barriers, because they're supposed to split that northern part where we used to park. That's gonna be a second parent drop off. They're gonna put barriers somehow around there. So once I get that information, I'll print those out so we have a lineup showing where we're gonna park at. No, Patty, you be quiet.
Softball, tennis, baseball.
Yeah, that's good
Right around
stuff.
the corner.
So, once she gets it back up and is done unbreaking it,
Says no signal.
that south entrance where we turn left, they're gonna block that off up at the other end. So there shouldn't be any traffic coming down that road, so we shouldn't have to worry about it. Where you come in, you make a right, you go to the end of the parking stalls and you turn left. They're blocking that road up by the student parking, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. We've already talked to them about that, and they say they're gonna watch it. But we all know how busy it gets back there. The only way to get back there will be come in through Main South Middle, so that'll deter some of it. Some
That's
of
why
it
I
will
say,
have,
we got a lot of cars that come from Mesa, so coming around there.
yeah, they're gonna learn they don't get to go anywhere, because they have to turn around and right back out. They're putting this out in the email.
What about that parking?
The parking, that parking area back there, the main part of the parking place is gonna be staffed only. So that little parking lot, students can, but they're still gonna have to come from a south middle and go through there. But it's gonna be completely blocked off, so you'll have to go back out unless you wanna run through a concrete barrier.
Yes, sir.
Are they, you said they're gonna block it on the
Yeah.
northern side. Are they also gonna block it where we're gonna be turning to go there?
Yes.
Are they also gonna block
Okay.
that road
North
completely?
is down, south is up. They're gonna block it over here by the athletic department. They're gonna block it over there so nobody can come in from the east.
Okay.
And then this will be blocked, so this is that loop that we're talking about, they're gonna bring the parents into. Sorry, you can't see it. So we're gonna bring parents in and around this way and then back out. So where these two buses are at, ignore that. But the mini buses, this is where you're going, on this curve. Mini buses, does that help? So you can see where that big bus is at, you're gonna barely have room for two big buses.
Well, I have that one that rides Devon that has trouble walking where I'm gonna have to get.
We'll make way for you, Cindy.
We'll get you up there, you're gonna have to be patient, because we can only load
Well,
two big buses and maybe 3 or 4 minis
why-
at a
Can
time.
we double up?
Yes.
And
Okay.
this spot right here is the receiving area, it's all open, this is the big door. So if we have to pull in, you can pull in right here and then back out. We'll figure, you got, because if they come out, this sidewalk goes down to a driveway. So as long as you're somewhere, anywhere over here, they can get to the bus safely. The barriers for the parents are gonna be like a half circle right here. That's where they're gonna block off. Once I get that information, that'll go on the lineup sheet, so you'll see where the barriers. But the parents, the only way that anybody will be able to come in is coming in from a south. This is opposite, this is south. So they have to come in. This road will be blocked. This is gonna be blocked completely, all the way across.
And actually, they changed that. This is just gonna be cones, and they can go this direction. They can come in, if they wanna fight traffic, they're gonna let them come through this direction and come in this way, but it's only for parking. There's nowhere
I
for them
just
to
see
go
we
once
had a
they
whole
get
lot
back
of
there.
say so in this.
Yeah, we've had very little
Is
say.
there gonna be somebody out there?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So I don't, Darren and May South seem to think the only traffic we're gonna see in here is people coming in and parking. Because there's not gonna be anywhere for them to go once they get back there.
That's wishful thinking on that. So
Um,
they'd be going through the grass and jumping the
I know.
curbs and.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. But here's what's gonna happen, mini buses, you're gonna park here on this curve. Big buses, instead of going where these big buses are at, you're actually gonna come in one row shy of that. So you're gonna go on the north side of these handicap stalls, okay? So the big buses, and that gives you plenty of room right here. We need to make square corners. Cutting corners in those big buses, we're gonna talk about that again here in a minute. You guys have gotta be more professional in those big buses, because we are eating a ton of grass.
Wasn't that fire hydrant there that they
Yeah.
took out one year?
Yes, there is a fire hydrant there, so don't cause any issues with that. But there's a big, huge open stall there and one there, so there is plenty of room. You are not gonna be able to park too wide up front, because that outside bus, the farthest away from the curb, is not gonna be able to make this curve, that corner when they try and pull out. So single bus up front, don't fight over who it is, because nobody cares, and then you can double stack going back the rest of the way.
It'll
But
be
then you'll need
whatever
to
I have
make
on the lineup.
Huh?
It'll be whatever I have on the lineup.
Yep. So,
Some of those parking stalls up here will be blocked off. That one, and then we may have to do a couple.
I think we're gonna shift these parking stalls, instead of it being those, we're gonna shift it this direction. Cause I told him, especially on our big buses, if we try and come out this way to try and make that curve, or that turn to go back to the right, that puts that SUV right there in a lot of danger. So if we shift this box down so that it matches this angle, see what I'm saying? So that box will be down here further. It's a lot less of, it's not nearly as sharp as a turn for any buses to make that right hand turn to get out of there.
Yeah, there's.
Does that make sense?
So why does
Okay.
anybody have to park there anyway? And that-
Why does
That's
what?
we
Why
can
do
fight.
they have to park there anyway?
Here?
No, I mean, we
Yeah,
have
this
all
part.
those cars there. Why are they parking there?
These?
Yeah.
That's staff. And it'll take a miracle of God to make them not park
But
there.
isn't staff also gonna park in the others?
Like a Walmart shopper,
they have
to get as close as they can. Yeah, so they'll block these off, wherever this box goes, and they'll have it marked on Monday. Well, that's what part of what we're doing today, is to go over and see what kind of a parking stall, but it's gonna be 6 or 8 stalls wide, to give you guys plenty of room to be able to cut through there, and they cannot park in it, it'll be blocked off for just you guys.
Now, how's staff gonna get back there to park?
They'll have to either come through all this parent traffic, or they'll have to come through May South Middle. So, now they're gonna stage, Joe and his team will be back here on this curve for May South Middle, they'll be back there to help stop traffic so that you guys can get back around that curve, because I told him, that's probably my biggest concern. If you guys do have oncoming traffic, when we're pulling out, it's a two-way road, it's no big deal, you guys can do it. But that corner, you're not gonna get 2 people through that corner, because the big buses need that whole corner to make that.
What about that corner up on Tyler when you're coming out on Silver Fox?
Yeah, I was just
Trying to take a right?
Some of us have to go back left.
That's gonna force big buses to go left all the time. Cause they can't make that corner with.
No, because you're gonna go back to the roundabout,
Right.
and then you go right, you go left, and you can go whichever way you want.
Once they get out of Tyler,
Yeah.
and they, from Silver Fox to Tyler, and they're turning right on Tyler, how are they gonna make that corner?
Oh, it's plenty of room there.
Yeah.
Turning from Silver Fox going right on Tyler? Oh yeah, there's plenty of room for a
There's
bus
plenty
to
of
turn
room
there.
there.
The city is called.
At that stoplight, is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah, plenty of room.
Cause there's barely, that post is right on that.
Why are you having a hard time with that mini bus?
I can see what you're saying. There's traffic.
There's traffic sitting there.
Well, if
Yes.
they're pulled out past the white line, I can see that. That's just gonna be coming out.
Oh, so, yeah. That would be.
On Silver Fox.
If we take a shift on freeway.
She's gotta come all the way down around and come back. Okay. There are a few little kinks that, we're gonna have to just work it out. I don't have to say, it is what it is.
I sometimes just come to the high school and the parents say, no, it's not on, so I just swing out. So what do I do in that case?
Okay, say that again.
I have a kid that hardly ever rides.
Okay.
So when I pull up, the parents out there tell me,
You're talking about in the afternoons.
yes, they tell me to keep going. So if
I would get a hold of that parent and get a phone number and have them text you if they are writing. So that you don't have to fight in there if you don't have to.
Parents not charging. They have a problem.
I think this is the way it is now.
no, she's not here. She just goes to the high school. She goes in the high school and exits.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about just a second. We'll have to figure out how that's gonna work. And then I know Kelly, she comes in and goes out before any of you guys ever get there. So we gotta figure out how to get her in and out of
The
there.
shuttles, can you still go out 37th on the shuttles? You pick up at the bowl?
That's not.
That's at a different time. It won't be during this time.
That's
It won't
only
be
in the
during this
morning?
time.
That's only during route times?
No, when you're doing the shuttle between tier 1 and 2, is that what you're talking about?
These cones will be moved. These right here, where you're coming up to the bowl right there, these are just cones. Those will get moved right
You can
out.
go back that way?
They'll only be out during, pick up and drop off.
It's like a 15-minute window. This will all be blocked off, so that's just you guys. And
Everybody else.
all right.
Have a cone team run out there and throw cones down.
There's going to be a huge team out there on Monday to help. Because they're going to be strong. Joe and his guys, the entire team over here that can be, they're going to be from here all the way over to May South Middle. And they're going to start blocking people from going to May South Middle through the, back there at the roundabouts through those bus lanes. They're going to start stopping them over there. So that'll help. Okay? It is going to be like the first day of school for the first week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every day.
How many days are we gonna be out?
How many what?
How many days are we gonna be out there?
At least the solid first week. So
Do we exit the same way or do we exit?
you're going to go back out to May South Middle and go around the same way you come into that roundabout. And that way you can either go to Mays or you can go to Tyler. And you got a stoplight at either end, so it's easier to get in and out.
Are they gonna notify students and?
We had 20 cars this morning.
They've already had an email go out.
Right.
Huh?
We had like 20 cars coming now. They're coming that way now. All
Well, they'll be blocked on Monday because Darren and his
Somebody
team.
could stand out there because they come around the circle and they're all piled in there.
They'll be in there blocking them and making them go around the other way.
Are they gonna block both directions because they're coming in through May South and Middle too?
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. Yeah. Okay?
There's a whole bunch
But afterwards,
Clear as mud for now. Once we play it out for a couple of days, we'll, Mays High School, MCA, they're the ones that took that photo I had just a second ago. That was a drone photo. They're going to come over and record us doing this, and then we'll be able to look at it from in here. We'll be able to review it with Darren and go, okay, is this working? Is it worth what we're doing? Remember, guys, the main reason we did this is that Tyler is completely shut down when we are loading and unloading, well, before school and after school. And emergency vehicles that need to get through here are having to take the sidewalks. Yes, sir.
Shuttles and field trips at May South still using the front by the bowl?
Yes. All right. If there's no more questions, we'll move on.
Kathy,
Yes.
since we're on the south campuses, I think this is where it's coming from. I had a call yesterday from a parent, talking about buses going southbound on Tyler. To get to 29th Street, there's 2 lanes and then it goes to 1 right after, if you're still going south on Tyler after 29th.
Okay.
And the report was there's 2 or 3 buses that stay in the far right-hand lane so they can move to the front, which most people take it right there. And then there's 100 yards and Tyler closes to 1 lane. 2 or 3 buses on the right-hand lane, then they try to move over within 100 yards, and so cars have to stop to let them all out.
I don't even do that in my
So,
own car. We have buses
I
doing
don't
that.
know what it is, I don't care who it is, just if you're doing it,
Stay in that
Better
little
watch.
lane. Don't be trying to sneak around anybody on the right. You're in a bus. You're not gonna get snuck around. Okay. Before I forget, I'm not even gonna say a name. It doesn't matter. The driver doesn't even know yet. Had a driver coming up from parking this morning. Saw a student in one of your buses. trying to figure out how to get out. We had a student left on a bus this morning, guys. You can't do that. You have got to check your buses. What if he got out? Or she? Where would they have gone? What would they have done? Who'd have hit them?
Yeah.
Out here, if they had hit 119th? You cannot do that. You have got to check your buses. Okay? Yes, sir.
Student said he was sleeping on the floor, under the seat.
Elementary.
Doesn't matter, you still should be able
I
to
know,
see.
that's where he was.
Okay?
Get up off his butt.
All right.
We'll get to
Well,
that.
now's a good time to mention, go put the sign up in the back of the bus.
We will, I got that.
Yeah, he's got that covered in a minute.
This morning.
Summer school, just found out from Darren yesterday and today, they finalized it. Mays Elementary Schools, the regular ed students are not having summer school this summer. So those of you that were hoping to work summer school, some of you won't, there won't be any positions open for some of the, well, for the elementary schools anyway. We'll still have Mount Hope, Colwich, we'll have our sped programs, but Mays won't have a summer program. So, if you're interested, still make sure you keep your name on the board, and it's gonna have to go by seniority. But they do have positions open over there for summer, if you wanna help paint inside classrooms. They're doing custodial, ground crews, and then they're talking about somebody that might even go around and change filters in the AC units around the buildings. So, there's lots of stuff open. Don't give up if you wanna stay, so that you don't have to pay for your benefits and stuff over the summer. There's lots of other stuff to do, and the hours are pretty flexible, so, yes.
We are running the summer cleaning program is being ran through us again. We don't know what the wage is yet, I've got to talk to Darren, but we are running it through us. So once that pops up, I'll let you know. It hasn't popped up yet because we got to finalize some details, but it'll be more than $9 an hour because we had 3 people apply last summer. So just keep an eye out for that. Once it actually hits the job listing, I'll let everybody know.
Okay. They approved the district calendar for next year. After Monday's fiasco, the most exciting part is the day after Super Bowl, we are off. We're not gonna have to do that again. So go ahead, Chiefs, go ahead next year. My God.
Or whoever.
What did we end up, 17 people gone Monday? It was awful. I can't control Colwich, I don't know what they'll do. But we won't be in session, so if you want to take the day off, you can beg somebody else that isn't watching the ball game to go. So, but this is next year's calendar. Actually, the most exciting news to us, they wanted to start, was it the 8th? The 9th. It was either the 9th or the 15th, and the 9th does not give us any time after enrollment to get routes done, and they are doing it on the 15th, so that gives us an additional week, which is phenomenal. So I'm super excited. This is the one they picked, and then the Super Bowl Monday was a bonus day for us. So it is online. They did email it to all of you, so you do have a copy. This is the parents' district calendar, so it just tells you when we're off, when we're not. They're working on transportation and custodial and all of those calendars. They're working on those now, so you guys know. I think they're working on trying to get some extra paid holidays in there and that sort of thing. So we'll have that one probably by next month. Oh, there it is. Oh no, this is Mays Middle.
Mays Middle.
So I've had part of the grounds crew has notified me that all of this area up here has huge dual track marks in it. Gosh, I wonder who that would be from. Please do not pull into the grass. That is not our driveway. The concrete is what we drive on, not the grass. If you're waiting for somebody, you should be waiting here, or get around over here somewhere where you can pull over and it's still concrete.
There is room for 2 buses on concrete.
Okay. So don't pull in the grass, because they're the ones that have to fix our problems. This corner right here is the worst, I've heard, and then this corner here. Don't be cutting those, again, it's cutting corners. People are cutting corners.
The white things have already been run over.
Yep. So, be super careful, we do not want you in the grass. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I get it, it's not just us. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. All right. So this is actually from last year, but it was worth talking about again. This young man is a first grader. He was when I did this originally. He was from May Central. Mom posted this, I believe it was on Facebook, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is
Okay.
one here.
This is her first grader. He made a close friend on the bus that's not in his class. He wants a play date. He gave his friend a note with his mom's number on it to give to his mom, but they're her first grader, so he probably didn't reach her. If you have a first grade boy named Wyatt who loves Pokemon and has a friend on the bus named Rice, please DM me. My son would love and is begging for a play date. Aw, isn't that cute? I was the mom. If I was the mom, this would not be on Facebook. Okay, but that's not my kid, so it is what it is. The next thing that happened is this boy's mom reached out to the bus driver. Can you give me her number so that we can contact him for a play date? Can you do that?
No.
Absolutely not. If you want these two to exchange phone numbers, that's on them. It's not on you. You cannot give a student's information, no matter how adorable it is or how sweet it is, you can't give information out to anybody else about any of your students. That's against the law. It's against, you just cannot do it. Okay? Oh, that's they give it to the driver. That's what some of the comments were. You know how that goes. Can't do it. How much fuel should you be keeping in your vehicle at all times? Half a tank is minimum. I know eventually winter is going to get here. I just know it. Make sure you're keeping a minimum of a half a tank. I took off in a van this morning that had an eighth of a tank. So 181, by the way, needs fuel. I didn't have a fuel pump. We have a couple of open routes that are available. I have one preschool route. Is that 11:30, 12:30-ish, ladies? Is that about right?
We leave here at 11.
11? Till 12:30, you're back here by 12:30? Okay. This is approximately what that route kind of looks like. It's not a bad route. It's up in the northeast section of the district, part of the north, pretty much just north of here. It's not a bad route at all, and it's only at noon. So if you're looking for some extra hours, that's a great place to do it. If you are interested, we are begging. Please, somebody apply for that C. Deronda so we can get you some information on that. So if you want some extra hours, this is a great way to do it. We also have another shuttle. We have not filled that, is that right, Deronda? Okay. We have a shuttle that starts at 9:30. You are typically only going to have one, maybe two students in your vehicle at any time, and it's a 3.5-hour long shuttle. It is all morning long. Right there? There you go, dude. Kathy's interested in that one, so you can visit with Deronda on that one. Okay, so we still have a preschool open. Okay. Mailboxes in the back room. Again, this year hasn't been too bad, but make sure you're keeping them emptied. If you're subbing for somebody else, you might want to just take a peek in the regular driver's box and see if there's anything in there that might apply to you. Okay? Other than checking for kids, all post-trip tasks should be performed at the bus barn. Spraying, sweeping, closing windows, fluid checks, all that stuff. Don't be driving over to the Walmart parking lot and dumping your bus load of trash out into their lot or something like that. You should be doing all that on here. Okay? Text messages, again, I just gotta think winter's coming. I need a snow day. We need winter. Make sure that you are set up for text messages. If you've changed your phone numbers, Kim needs to know and I need to know. Kim changes it in our system here. For us, when we call you guys, I change it in the district system so that when they make that call, you get it. I've been informed that Darren and I are our main people that will make that decision. So as soon as we make that, I'll be able to text you before you ever hear it from the district. So make sure that we have the correct phone numbers for you online.
Tomorrow will be a good day.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Sorry?
tomorrow.
It's going to be cold. I do have to convince Darren. Make sure you continue to do your fluid checks. Those are super important. No buses at the middle school before 7 a.m. And don't pass other buses out on the roads. Any questions on any of that? Chris is going to cover that a little bit more detail. All right, moving along. I got this last year from Brandon, I think. He said if only they used the clamps on the doors instead of hanging them on the windows outside. The doors blew open while a snowstorm rolled through, and if you can't see all that snow up on the dash, all that snow is on the inside of the bus. The defrosters couldn't keep up. So make sure that we're getting those shut, especially when bad weather or winter.
If you don't have a plan,
Oh, my gosh.
If you don't have what?
a plan.
Oh, let Chris know if you need a
I
plan.
don't have a plan.
So, make sure you're clearing the entire windshield, don't be that guy, because it'll be on Facebook. 360, did we talk about this last month?
No.
Okay, we did?
Yep.
Did, okay, we'll move on. Okay, so this is in regards to, Deb, where are you at, my friend? Why are you on the floor? This is in regards to your pre-trip, post-trips, and work orders. These people right here, and I'm not being crude or rude or calling anyone out, we are getting work orders and pre-trips from these few people, and that's it. Now, I'm not saying the rest of you aren't doing it, but it may be that you're not doing it correctly, or the program isn't recognizing it for some reason to get it to Deb, or whatever the case may be.
I thought it was just, for a while, just a few people, but I didn't know that a lot of people were gonna do it.
Well, we were all supposed to start it, because we thought it was running. But apparently it's not, because these are the only ones that we're getting. So here's what we're doing.
Wait a minute. That's for the pre, I do mine.
Then that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not doing it, but for some reason, it's not getting to Deb. So this is what we're doing, because I'm aggravated with I'm aggravated with some systems here. We're gonna continue, these folks here are gonna continue doing just the way you've been doing it because it's working. So you're gonna work with Deb, and we're gonna try and figure out where the bug is, okay? If you are doing your pre-trips and your post-trips, or you're doing your work orders, and now your name is not here, and you would like to continue doing that, see Deb, and let's see if we can get it fixed and figure out what these bugs are, okay? Because for some reason, we aren't getting them.
Are those the ones that are on the phone? Like
Yes.
you can, I don't have service either, so like
Okay.
my service is, I don't know what it is.
That's fine. So if you're doing it on your phone and your name is not listed up here, something's not right, that it's not getting to us for some reason. And if you want to continue doing it, we're happy to take it. But you need to talk to Deb. So until then, even if your name is up here, I need you to keep doing it on paper because we're not getting them every day like we should be. There's a glitch somewhere, and if we are going to continue doing this, we have got to figure out what that glitch is.
Some of us have no idea how to do it on the phone.
And that's fine. You keep doing it by paper, and don't worry about the phones for now. So if your name's not here, keep doing it on paper.
Okay.
If your name is here, you're gonna keep doing it on paper, just like you have been. We're not gonna change anything. But if your name's not up here, keep doing it on paper while they try and figure out what the glitch is. See
See, and I
if we can
keep
get this
getting
fixed.
a thing
I'll volunteer
saying
to
that
help
it has
anybody.
been approved, that
Okay.
I've gotten it back.
Then you're gonna have to work with Deb and figure out what's going on.
It's an easy fix. It's not fixed, but it's easy to describe what to do.
All right, do you have anything? Our birthday girl has left the building. We'll come back to her. Mr. Chris.
She took early release.
Oh, yeah. Take one and pass it down. That way everybody's got a physical copy. Everybody needs one of these in their hand. What it is, it's not on the slide, is it?
No.
Alright, let's pass those out. So what this is the employee handbook. There's two sections I pulled out. Everybody has access to it. This is there's a digital version online. If you need it, you see me, I have hard copies if you need one. Okay, we're gonna go over two parts. The first page, which is page 6, like on there, I just take the deadline backwards so you can get to that. Professional responsibilities. All employees are expected to accept personal responsibility for performing duties assigned to them and conduct themselves in a professional manner. I'm just going to go down this list. There's some things we're not doing. I don't know if it's not getting passed along or we're just choosing to ignore rules, but these are rules. This is our handbook. Everybody has said they got it. It's part of the hiring process. Drivers, and this one is a state law, okay? And I've seen it because I sub. Drivers are to assign seats to students and keep a record of these assignments. Seating charts must be updated as changes occur, okay? You are required by state law to have a seating chart. We have pre-printed sheets where you can write your name. Those are to be in both your books, your hard copy that's on your bus, and then the soft one that's in the metal filing cabinet. If you change the seating chart, you need to update it. I'm a sub driver, and when I get in a wreck, I don't know your students. I need to know who was sitting and who was where, okay? Tier 1, we went back to, you can do the sections. 6th grade, or 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, all the way back. Tier 2 has to have an individual assigned seat, and they need to stay there, okay? It's in here, we gotta do it, there's reasons. The driver is to conduct daily pre- and post-trip inspections as required by the DOT. You are required by federal law to do a pre- and post-trip. That's a federal law. If you're not doing it, you're breaking federal law. You can be terminated for that on the first offense. Employee responsibility to keep your license up to date. It's your responsibility to keep your physical first aid, defensive driving up to date. Random drug test, part of the BOE and DOT policy. Drivers are required to attend one safety meeting a month. Failure to attend or make up safety meetings is grounds for termination. Drivers must conduct one bus evacuation drill per route with supervision each semester, so that's why we do the 2. Drivers are, let's see, BOE, yeah, forget that one. If anybody's interested in doing the KSPTA bus radios, see Kathy or me, we'll give you the info. Big one. It is the driver's responsibility to clean the bus/vehicle. Complete the cleaning checklist, which they were originally in there. I don't know if they are. I'll get more printed. Turn in the completed checklist. That's the end of the year one. Weekly, daily, you need to be cleaning your bus.
Well, do we have to turn one in?
No, don't worry about turning in the checklist. We were going to start that, and it turned into too much of a hassle. We'll work on that. But to actually do it, you actually need to clean your bus, okay? There shouldn't be traps all over the floor. You need to sweep on occasion. Keep the bus clean. Be professional. The kids, I can see it whenever I get on a bus. I can kind of have an idea how the kids are going to be based on just looking at a bus. Done it enough that if your bus is trashed, most likely the kids are eating on the bus, which you're not allowed to do, okay? And they're not listening. So that plays hand in hand. If you take the time to clean your bus, you're taking the time to deal with your students. The telephones are for business purposes. If you need to use them, you can. Just dial 9. Transportation staff are required to monitor and use their district email. So like, we're starting the evaluations. We're back to the Talent Ed. So when I do your evaluation, it sends you an email saying your evaluation is ready. You can see what I put down. And then we're doing the meetings, so you'll come in to talk to me. You have to digitally sign if you've done your evaluation. Okay? Gossip and rumors, we don't do that. Professionals do not repeat gossip or help spread rumors. Concerns should be reported to the Director of Transportation or the supervisor on duty. So it goes Kathy, Ron, and me. Drivers are required to report any citations received for moving violations. Yes, even in your own personal car.
Yep.
Because depending on what it is, you may have a temporarily suspended CDL. Most likely not, but depending on what it is, DUI, automatic, lose your license for a year. After 3 consecutive refusals for the sub calls, they won't drive again. Okay, we skip the discipline part. The discipline part that the students get is also in our handbook, so you know. Now I'm going to flip to the back page, because I stapled it backwards. Driver procedures. 1, at all railroad crossings, use your hazard lights and come to a complete and full stop. You are not required to open your door. It is recommended, but it's not required. Use hazard lights to indicate any scheduled stops. So if you're in a parking lot, you're pulled up to the side, use your hazard lights. When you come upon a bus, so if it's got its lights out, use your hazard lights to indicate that you're going to stop. So if you're oncoming and somebody stops, we don't use our 8-ways. We use the hazards. The next one says never use your 8-ways unless you're stopped to load or unload. So if you're coming up on a bus, there's a bus behind, just throw your hazards on. All students are to be in their assigned seats, and it's in there twice. If students are out of control, pull the bus over to a safe location until the students settle down. Just use the broken record manner. Keep telling them, if you keep having problems, call in. We'll either have you tell you to take them back to school, or we'll call an SRO out. Or if Tony or I can get out there, we'll come out and hound. Once they're on the bus, they are not to get off until they reach their final destination. Acknowledge each student as they depart, and then verify they're exiting at the correct stop. The bus radio and bus PA are tools for effective communication. So if you're talking to your kids in the back, use your PA. Don't yell, because it scares the little ones up front, because they think they're getting yelled at. Use the PA. If the PA doesn't work, let me know, we'll get it fixed. Use the radio for important information only. Your broadcast, when you key that mic, you should only go about 3 seconds. We don't need a whole rundown. We've talked about this. If it's something that can be handled on the phone, pull over. If it's something that can be handled here in the office, do it here. The radios, you never know when an emergency is going to pop up. We had one last week. I didn't even have to call a code red. You guys did a great job on staying off the radio until we got it handled, so just keep that up. Students, and this is another one I see quite a bit, are not allowed to talk or yell out the windows. So if they're doing that, you can tell them to quit. If they don't do it, make them put their window up. No body parts of any type. I tell the kids on the bus, one thing that should go out that window is air. If they keep doing it, have them put their window up. When waiting to unload at the schools in the morning, turn on your four-way flashers so the bus behind you knows that you have not unloaded. If they're not unloading, or if they've got their blinkers on, don't come pulling up there and try to get in the last minute. We're not in a hurry.
No.
There's plenty of time, okay?
So to reiterate, when you're waiting to unload, you
No.
flip on the flash.
Yeah, if you're stopped waiting to unload, throw your four ways on so the bus is behind you know. After unloading, the students at the school close the door and turn on your left turn signal. I see that one a lot of people not doing it. Turn that left turn signal on. That way the other buses can see, because I look, if your door's shut, I at least have an idea. If it's open, I know it's not, I don't even look for the turn signal. Use that left turn signal to notify that you're ready to move. Doesn't mean you're getting ready to move, but you're ready to. Park vehicles in the parking lot. Be professional on the two-way radio. Darren has the radio on a lot, and he has it loud enough you can hear it in the area. So we even had the superintendent hear some conversations when they get a little snippy with each other. Let's be professional. Do not, and this goes back to the one Kathy said, do not use cell phones or Bluetooth-enabled devices while driving. That's the end of that one. There is no grounds for anything else. If you're not in park and pulled off safely, you're operating a vehicle, you're not allowed to be on a phone. Okay? Drivers are responsible, again, this one's in here again. Drivers are responsible for daily pre-trip and post-trips. Do them. This is one, and we got, I wasn't sure if it was now, but this is in here. Pre-trip inspections are required for each trip beginning at the vehicle has been unoccupied for 2 or more hours. So there's your set firm date for our policy. So if you're running a shuttle and you're going back out an hour later, you don't have to do another trip. It falls in there. If you're doing it at 2 hours and 15 minutes, you have to. Anything over 2 hours of break, you got to do another pre and post trip. Maps are to be completed within 2 weeks. They need to be signed off by one of the supervisors or trainer. Drivers are not to leave students unattended on the bus. Do not exit an occupied bus except in an emergency situation. If something comes up and you've got to get off the bus, take the key out so you don't get up there and take off your bus. Follow all scheduled routes as written and assigned by the transportation director. Kathy makes these routes. We can change them. But if you're doing something other than what your maps say, and as a sub-driver, I don't know that, and the kids start freaking out because I'm doing something different, it doesn't help me, okay? And all our sub-drivers will attest to that. If you do something different than what's on the computer, our times don't match, and we don't know where you are unless we look on transport and you happen to be working, okay? Whatever you drive the route, we can make it match. We can make the times exactly what you got. The routing software is still a software. You guys are more efficient and know your time. Something, it'll put you where a block will take 2 minutes. And then I've seen it where it gives you 3 blocks and gives you 30 seconds. So your timing is better. Let us know, we can change it, it doesn't take that long. Never proceed across the road with more than a few inches of water. The bus breaks down, do not let the children walk home. They must remain on the bus until a replacement bus arrives, or the parents come to the bus. If we notify and we know the bus is going to be down at some point, but we don't have the bus immediately out, we'll notify parents that they can come out. Just let us know who's getting, the parents there, their name, and then they can go. All windows will be closed at the end of the route. If the student puts one down, ask him or her to put it up. Starts raining and you don't want rain in the windows, plus we have a lot of birds. If they get on your bus, they can't always get back out the same open window that they got in, and they poop on everything. Keep your bus clean at all times. Upon completion of morning and afternoon routes, walk to the rear of the bus. Check the seats. Hang the all clear sign in the rear window. We have a lot of new buses that don't have them. I just got screws and washers and new clips in. Over this week, we're getting them in. If your clip's broke in the back window, this is all of our buses. If you don't have an all clear sign, I have a whole bunch of new ones, and we got new clips. Write it up. If the mechanics can get to it, they will. Most likely it'll be me or one of the block crew that'll do them, okay? We'll get them on there. We've got all the stuff. Bus video request sheet, Tony really doesn't do that. The big thing is you're responsible for viewing video if you're just wanting to see what happens. He's got a lot of video he watches. So if you're wanting to see what Skippy did and see 26 during your route, unless it's something that's an immediate thing, he'll get the video saved for you so you can watch it. If he has time, he will. We just don't always have time. Only if an administrator or parent requests a view of video will Tony or pull the video without a discipline action required. So if you pull that video and you make him watch it, there has to be right. Okay. So everybody's clear on this. This is in our handbook. You are acknowledging by signing the roster that you have gone through all these. Are there any questions about anything that was covered in those 2 headings? Okay. One more quick thing, transport. They were here last week working on all of them, and the guy left. He said, all of them were working. We've already found a few that have kicked off. Out of the whole 2 pages of list of issues, the guy went to every bus. If it was here on the lot or over at maintenance, he went and touched them, turned them on. Unless the battery was dead and the mechanics didn't have time to jump them, which was only like 2, and there's sub-buses. They should be working. They're still not. Their software has caused an issue within itself. It firewall updates, so they never update, so like our routes don't get updated. Because our routes overnight come from Skyward to transport every night to update. We have some that haven't been updated since the beginning of school. For some reason, their computers decided to firewall themselves. So we are doing away with transport at the end of this year. We've got a new company, REI, bus 21-33 has that system on there. That is who we're transferring over to. The new buses will get some of them this year, and then everything else will get switched over this summer. There is no ridership program with this, so the cars swiping on and off will be going away. Travel Tracker offers a ridership program, but due to the hassle of 4 years of dealing with it, we don't know that we're going to do it. If we do it, it'll be next school year. So transport has been a headache for everybody.
So is a tablet gonna be there on the
No.
bus?
That's part of the transport.
Well, how do, we can't flag any movie, we can't flag a issue then?
Yes, you can.
There's a red
REI has a button, little silver button, and it's got a green light on it. You just hit that and mark it.
Yeah.
We'll go more into that system later, so just know that it's there, and we've already changed. Any questions on that? Okay. Did anybody not get a copy of what I printed?
This is a shine-up sheet for activity trips. I have a lot of new drivers. I don't know if you guys are interested in activity trips. I want you to put your name on there. I have either day, nights, or weekends. Mark which ones you're available for. If you're available for all 3, I'll get back with you. Spring trips, I'll have a lot. There'll be a lot of schools going to zoos and stuff like that. So if you're interested, just put it on here. Weekends can start as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, just like a regular route during the day, during the week. So just make sure you're prepared for that. I'm just gonna pass it out. You guys can sign up on it.
Aw.
You have to be a driver.
Any questions about that?
Does that go by seniority, or how does that usually go?
It'll go on a rotation. So once she gets a list of who
So it won't be
signs
the
up,
same kid, the same people doing it over and over and over?
no, it
It'll
should
be
be
a
a
rotation.
rotation. You
Okay.
go through the whole list and then it cycles back to the top.
Alright,
The only
just make sure.
difference would be on our true activity drivers. The drivers do nothing but activities. So those don't rotate through anything. They just get the daytime trips while we're out driving. Okay? Is that right?
Do by that, sorry.
Sorry, that's okay. Once you put their names in there, it cycles through them all, right? And then pops them back to, if you turn one down though, you go to the bottom of the list.
Yeah,
So,
because the activity drivers will pretty much get, anything in the evenings, and they also get weekends, because that's just all they get. They
Yeah.
don't drive around.
okay.
But I have a lot of trips on weekends, so believe me.
We use a lot of regular route drivers on weekends. So,
And I don't want called that you guys didn't make it to your trip on time.
she's not happy.
Or you left them there and then I have to go get them.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Tony?
Guys, just document. If you have problems with writing kids up, come see me and I'll help you the first couple of times to get them in. But the problem that we're running into is, and I get it, because I've been in that situation where you come stomping in my office and you're mad and you want this kid off right away, and there's nothing to document that this kid was ever in trouble. He's been in trouble because we talk about it, but if it's not documented, it's really hard to justify why we're getting these kids off the bus. If it's something that he did the first time, it's something egregious, a fight, something like that, I'm gonna take him off the bus. If you want me to talk to one of your kids at the school, let me know. I will go talk, I'm gonna go to the school and talk to 2 kids so far today, on stuff that's been happening. Just let me know and I'll go talk to them, and I will give them ultimatums if I talk to them in person. You're gonna sit in the front, I'll make sure something happens to them. But, please document these kids. If they're problem children, document them, because it's really tough to get them off their buses if there's nothing showing that these kids are problems.
What are our numbers at right now, do you know?
Yeah, we're, almost at 290 for write-ups for the buses, and we're reaching 90 suspensions.
And we got 2 or 3 that are out the rest of the year. They won't be back at all.
Yeah, we got 3 that are off for the whole school year. So, you know, if it's documented and these guys continue to be problems, yeah, I can get them off their bus. And of course, it helps, right? Because release some of the pressure.
Okay.
But, well, that's all, you know the situation there, so.
Is that possible to do that on?
No, bus reports all have to, he asked if it was possible to do it online. Yeah, you do the bus
Yeah.
reports online.
Right.
The student reports.
You have to go online.
Have you not wrote a kid up?
No.
No.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless you, yes, it's done online, and they can show you how to do it. Cindy, do you have anything you need to
I
cover?
don't, I really don't have anything.
Okay, who do we have in the pipeline right now in testing?
We have Ryan, back here, for the ones that don't know, Crystal's husband. He's already got a Class A, but he is getting his CDL for Class B, and I am training him, so he's gonna work out good.
Good luck,
Is he
Brian.
thinking we have this training right now?
That's really the only one that we have. I know some of them took books, but some of them said, well, I'm not gonna do it till the summer, so, but yeah.
Jeff, our most recent test
Yeah,
passer?
Jeff. If you
Anybody
guys
that hasn't met Jeff? He has taken over, the morning route for bus.
215.
215. So they're splitting that route here, little buddies there, yes, sir.
So, for all you drivers here, if you got friends that want to be drivers, we just approved, well, we sent it up to the state day before yesterday, June 20th date for new drivers to take their written test here. I don't know if you guys know or not, but we did it all here. You didn't have to go to the DMV and listen to screaming kids and waiting in line and waiting for hours to take one test. It's all done in one day. It's done here. The record is here, and you still have to go through everything, but it's a lot easier process than having to stress at the DMV. The better part about that is, once all the tests are passed, there's 4 written tests, once all of those are passed, about 2 weeks later to 3 weeks later, you're gonna do your driving test 1 mile up the road here, instead of having to sit at the DMV and having to stress over waiting for the instructor to come out, so
We didn't
that's
want
the
you to wait.
summer, so guys, if